everybody. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and welcome to the Royal London Theatre here in London, England, for our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of heavyweights between these two great warriors.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the his opponents in the blue corner, please welcome that intentions.
Okay, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Let's have a good, clean fight, touch gloves, and let's come out boxing.
When you get a fight like this that everybody's been talking about, it's always so interesting to see these opening moments here in round number one. Two guys that can really take each other out. What's the best means of defense?
Well, if one guy says to himself, I'm not the power puncher, then he has to be smart. He has to be technically solid in all areas. He's going to have the edge.
Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Right back to it upstairs. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Good block by Bad Intentions. Had his target in mind, but just missed. Halfway through round number one. Nice block by Bad Intentions. We always see great athletes week in and week out, but Teddy, what sport do you think can produce the best boxers?
Well, believe it or not, basketball, everybody would say football. We saw Too Tall Jones. He got demolished by little guys. We saw Gastineau. He got demolished. We saw Highsmith. He got demolished. A lot of football players haven't done well, but basketball players, they have the physical skill sets where they can make a pretty good fighter. Of course, you have to get a guy that mentally is adjusted.
A nice block by Bad Intentions. A barrage of punches that time. Good combination.
Yeah, that's what you want. You don't want one at a time. You want 3 or 4.
He missed with that headshot. And he returns on that exchange. Coming to the end of this round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy. When you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? Does it depend on each guy?
No, if I have a fighter, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
Gets rid of that effort. exchange. He fires back. Great movement to get away from those punches. Parries that punch intended for the head. Halfway through round number 2. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. He scored well after being hit himself. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Nice block by Bad Intentions. Sharp counter punch by Bad Intentions. Final 10 seconds of round number 2. No, he missed that right. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down, blue or red corner, what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
He's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Not able to land the headshot. Bad Intentions is proving to be elusive. Landing that counter punch, getting away from one that was coming at him. What a chin. Can you believe the shots this guy's absorbing?
And more importantly, can his opponent believe it? You know what? You want to hit a guy, so you figure that that's a good thing, that's an encouraging thing. This is a case where his opponent might get discouraged just by seeing his guy take those kind of shots.
Coming to the halfway point of this third round.
Stay away from the inside.
Good job protecting himself. On the mark, the counter punch by Bad Intentions. Well, he's sending more than one at him now, the combo to the head. Bad Intentions has been having great success with these combinations, Teddy.
Well, there's a reason for it. He's using his jab to start it, and then he's letting the punches go, letting the hand follow.
Targeted counter punch by Bad Intentions. "10 seconds remaining in this round. able to dismiss it.
Look great. Just don't get great.
Here we go with the 4th round. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Good block by Bad Intentions. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Solid right hands headline that exchange. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. A little defense turns to offense by Bad Intentions. Well off the mark by Bad Intentions. Tried and true method that works out very well. The counterpunch landing by Bad Intentions. Very clean offense from defense by Bad Intentions. 4th round now with its last 10 seconds. This round comes to an end here. Joe Tessitore sitting ringside as always with Teddy Atlas. Love coming to this fight venue. We always have a great time when we come to town, with the exception of having to pay the bill for our entire crew on the night before when they take us out to a steak dinner.
Yeah, you know, they remind me of fighters a little bit. You know, the fighters that we see that have every once in a while, very short arms. You know.
They do.
These guys,
they don't have the reach.
No,
they can't reach for the wallet.
No, they don't. And I tell you, they would be great on the inside. Really great. I wish I could put them on the inside in the kitchen where I didn't have to take care of them at the table, but great guys.
Blocks that punch. Teddy, is this becoming a mental thing with him? I mean, he's not firing off the big power punches. I got to wonder why.
You know, that's a good question. Sometimes a guy is making a silent agreement in his mind that maybe if I don't hit him hard, he won't hit me hard back. He's not confident enough now to throw the punches without worrying about what will come back at him.
Oh, what an exchange! One hook deserves another. Wow. Still plenty of time to work here in round number 5. Minute and a half to go. Nice block by Bad Intentions. A well-placed, gutsy uppercut after being tagged. Protecting his head well with his guard. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Coming to the end of round number 5, last 10 seconds. Devastating blow by Bad Intentions. And as this round comes to an end, Teddy, you just get the sense that at any point this fight could come to an end because it is being fought with bad intentions.
Yes, these guys are not behaving like guys that are coming here thinking about going to the scorecards. They're letting everything go in every punch.
Is able to avoid that punch. It is unbelievable to sit back and just watch what these guys are willing to give and to take. Wow, what a fight so far.
Well, give and take, that's the key word. Sometimes you're forced to become great. And right now, each one of them are forcing the other to go to great places.
Keep your hands.
Good defense just covering up down low. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. Lands the counter. Well done that time, landing the counter punch. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, when special offensive happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Able to cover up. Wow! Bad Intentions is stunned and he is hurt.
Come on now, guys. Keep busy. Come on.
He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. And we are underway with the second half of this fight. Jab followed by the straight by Bad Intentions. Bad Intentions intentions. He's just not himself, and he hasn't been for quite some time. Now, I know he got rocked earlier in this fight. You think that's got anything to do with it?
You know, I think physically he's overcome it, but mentally that's lingering on. His confidence has not come back. His legs are there, but not his mind.
Very nice job landing that counter punch, getting away from one that was coming at him. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Nice block by Bad Intentions. The tactical game paying off. You can see the counter punch.
Yeah, you see the counter punch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go because when he misses, bang, it gets caught.
Side to side. Keep your head moving. Double up your punch.
Well-targeted combination by Bad Intentions. Able to cover up that gut. Good looking counter punch.
On the outside.
Protecting his head well with his guard. He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down blue or red corner what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
And now he's putting his punches together. There he goes. Comes right back with a shot of his own. Showing you some defense there with the block. Blocks away that headshot.
Keep that head moving. Finish with dog. Hands up, keep your hands up, keep your hands up.
Bad Intentions is coming up with the answers, avoiding that punch.
Work the body.
Good block there by Bad Intentions. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
So you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Oh, look at that. They exchange hooks. counterpunch. He's committed to that left hand, and it's working out. Bad Intentions, his strategy coming in was to land a lot of jabs. Teddy, you got to grade him out with an A here.
Maybe even an A+, Joe. That plus is the right hand. Once the jab has been there, bang, the right hand came just when it was supposed to. Give him an A+.
The end to another very entertaining round in what has been a very entertaining fight. A fight where there's just bad intentions. The fight that just doesn't have the feel of a fight that's going to be a decision win for somebody. Looks like somebody's going to get stopped.
Right from the beginning, they've been fighting with desperation. Like going the decision, as you just touched on, has not been in their minds at all.
The tactical game paying off. You can see the counterpunch.
Yeah, you see the counterpunch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go, because when he misses, bang, it gets caught.
And just as we anticipated, toe-to-toe right from the start.
No introductions necessary.
That's a good block by Bad Intentions. And now he's acting like a fighter, coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. He gets hit, but he gives it right back. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Able to defend and then go on the offensive. I think it has come to that point. He's behind on the cards. He's just got to be. Going to take a knockout to win this?
Yeah, I think so, and it's going to take a certain kind of attitude or strategy, a change in strategy. You go into the fights, you don't look for a knockout. You're looking to use your jab, you're looking to set up punches, you're looking to go rounds. Right now, he's got to find a way to get a knockout. Look for one punch. One big punch right now.
Nice block by Bad Intentions. Well-placed counterpunch by Bad Intentions. Back and forth exchange. Looks like he has some blood under his eye around the cheek. Round comes to an end here. An enjoyable night sitting ringside. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. A lot better than our day we spent at the horse track the other day, where we couldn't get any winners, at least I couldn't. But we were talking about the fact that so many parallels to be made between boxing and light boxing and all these other sports we enjoy, like horse racing, of being well-conditioned and working your way up to this one singular moment.
Yeah, well, the trainer obviously has to get the athlete. In this case, the athlete happens to be over 1,000 pounds, and that's a horse. You know, at peak condition, he has to look at a calendar just like a trainer does with a fighter, know when the race is, know when the fight is, and not get used up out on the track, or used up, of course, in the gym.
A crafty counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by Bad Intentions. Holy cow! Oh, wow! Bad Intentions is dealing with a knockdown now. He's got to find something within himself now to fight back. He gets up after that punch put him down on the canvas.
Now he needs to get on that bicycle and stay away from this guy.
Good block there by Bad Intentions. Lands flush with the combination upstairs. Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Slowing down as we have 60 seconds to go in this round. Well done that time, landing the counter punch. To land that counter punch and getting away from one of his own by Bad Intentions. Bad Intentions is proving to be elusive. This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Yeah, these guys are not saving anything. They're going for broke right from the beginning.
Lands upstairs. He takes a shot and then commits to giving one right back. Showing you some defense there with the block.
Keep your head moving. Finish it, dog.
Blocked that away. It was targeted for his head. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Nice block by Bad Intentions.
Keep your hands up.
Good job protecting himself. 1 minute to go in a round that feels like an all-time classic. Punch for punch, they're meeting each other. Well-placed right hands from both men. Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Not what he was looking for. That's a miss right there by Bad Intentions. we come to the end of the round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
He had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land it.
Work the body. Uppercut.
Nice block by Bad Intentions. Well-targeted counter punch by Bad Intentions.
Get that head moving.
And a good counter by Bad Intentions.
Side to side.
He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. Oh, very nice. Smart counter punch there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You make the guy miss, you make him pay.
Dismisses his opponent's headshot.
Get in there. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Move your feet. Let's see some more head movement.
And we send it up to the ring at the end of this fight to hear what the judges had to say.
Tonight, the judges have reached a unanimous decision. Your winner, the judges.
Bad Intentions is your winner by a unanimous decision.
Well, he started going to the body, and it paid off for him, and it paid off for us. A good, solid fight.
It was indeed, and we're glad you were with us to witness it. For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Have yourself a great evening.